Hello, I'm Susan Breckman, and I'm here with some friends of mine who are involved in the latest Mecca Productions play, this time no music, not a musical I should say. It's called The Tempest. I have the director and actually Tara Leach did the adaptation for this production as well. So why did you do this story? What's The Tempest about and why did you want to do it?
Well, the Tempest was from the end of Shakespeare's career, so he was at the height of his dramatic powers. And the story is filled with imagination and magic and wonderful relationships and wonderful characters that I was just really excited to do this project. And
was it difficult to do the adaptation?
In places, yes, probably because I'm a fan of Shakespeare, and so interfering with the way that Shakespeare has decided to write things and do things feels like a bold thing to do. But on the other hand, no, because it's such a wonderful story, and it worked. It just worked.
Good. I'm also joined by Jordan Plant and James Warning. These are two people who are gifted actors in the scene of Brandon, and they are also stars in this play. Who do you play, Jordan?
I actually play a young male in the play named Ferdinand. He's a prince.
Oh.
Yeah.
Royalty. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's not the first time that I've been in one of her plays, and it's not the first time I've been a man in one of those plays. But it is fun, yeah, because we kind of play off the whole woman playing a man thing, so it's actually obvious that I'm not a man, but it's still fun.
Oh, awesome. And James, you're familiar to the folks of Brandon and area. What role do you play?
I'm Caliban, who is sort of the original inhabitant of this island that Prospero and his daughter have sort of taken over. And I am the son of an old witch who died some years ago, and I have some of these nasty characteristics that would have been associated with witches. And I'm kind of violent and aggrieved that Prospero and his daughter have kind of taken over from me. They're sort of more important than I am.
All right. And there's a wizard in the show. And that's played, that's Prospero?
Yes.
Played by John Gunston.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. Okay. We also have quite a variety of people in this play. It's interesting because I don't know a whole lot of it, and I am so excited because there's just wonderful people. Nadine Perot, who we saw in Heathers, for sure. Ken Jackson, and we love Ken. He's a multi-talented young man, and he'll like that I said young. Jeremy Lancaster is also a favorite. Pat Vera. We haven't seen Pat in a Mecca show for a while, so that's very exciting. Paul St. Pierre is wonderfully talented. Greg Kirk. Can't say enough about these people. Jackie Kolchiski, Jennifer Shelton. Now you've got some young people. Kiana Lezouk, Elena Leach, Sarah Clark, and what do they play?
They are the spirits. They do a dance at the engagement party / wedding of Ferdinand and Miranda. One is a harvest spirit, one is a rainbow spirit, and the other one is Queen of the Sky.
Oh, that'll really be cute.
It will. It's a lovely dance choreographed by Tiana Vasconcelos, actually.
Oh, nice. Yes. And you also have some Marilyn Hardy, who we just saw as the wonderful grandma in Billy Elliot. And Hannah Vanden Mosteen. I'm sorry I'm not familiar with Hannah, but I can't wait to see what she brings to the stage.
She's the musical spirit who will play her own original song called City Boy, and she'll be the background music for the dance that the spirits will do.
Okay.
And it's really quite cool how the lyrics of City Boy match the scenario and the situation of our lovers in the play.
Is that
Yeah,
interesting?
it's really neat because it's Hannah's original song, but it's a perfect match for the story of The Tempest.
So I'm sorry I said it wasn't a musical, but you obviously have some music and
Yes.
dance in
And
the show.
Ken does some singing as Ariel as well. There are several songs that he has.
Really? Okay, that's really interesting.
This play has everything.
Yeah. So lots of characters, lots of things you have probably urged them to develop and to explore, I assume. Rehearsals are going well, though.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's kind of a dream team of actors.
Yeah, I can see
and
that.
each one has an interesting character to develop, and the chemistry between the actors, the various groups of actors, is awesome.
That's wonderful, and I'm sure that you guys would agree it's part directo, that the director can see those things in you and bring them out. I'll ask you, James, how's it going saying the words of Shakespeare?
I am really enjoying doing the words of Shakespeare this time. I've done Shakespeare a couple of times, and I know a lot of people are intimidated by the differences in language, but this time I'm trying to use the verse, the rhythm of Shakespeare. In all of his plays, there is this rhythm to them. I'm trying to work with that rather than against it. I'm finding it easier to memorize and more fun to explore sort of the poetry of it.
Because it is daunting, I'm sure. And Jordan, are you having any great things to say about it?
Well, I've never done Shakespeare before, so it's definitely different. I've read Shakespeare before, but I've never had to like memorize it and actually portray a character from Shakespeare. So it is difficult, also with like finishing school right about now, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask you something, and it has escaped me. It was Shakespearean. This is what I was going to ask, and I'm sure it's going to be fine. But sometimes the audience, I know that when I watch Shakespeare, I need to pay attention. And does this flow like that? Is that I have to tell you, my very favorite Shakespeare is A Midsummer Night's Dream. So in that one, I find that it's easy and it flows. And is this much the same? Or?
Well, it's a lot of fun, and I think the story flows really well. And I think in the hands of our actors, it won't be hard to know what's going on. And the beauty of the language will just be an extra treat, I think.
Wonderful.
Yes, lots of fun, like Midsummer Night's Dream.
Excellent.
It's a tragic comedy, so there's lots of elements of comedy to it.
You'll laugh, you'll cry.
Yeah, I hope so.
That's wonderful. The date that the show goes to the stage is December the 14th and 15th. The show starts at 7:30. It's at the amphitheater in the Keystone. How are you liking that? Well, because you've worked in that venue before. Tara and James were both in Of Mice and Men last winter, I guess. So is it a good thing that you're in the amphitheater? Is that exciting?
Well, it's interesting that it does have some structural or physical similarities to Shakespeare's Globe. It's not really that different from the stage that Shakespeare was working with. The actors will have to project like Shakespearean actors, but we'll just invite the audience to come down and sit nice and close so they can hear everything. Yes.
Yes. So if when you're buying your tickets, get them nice and close, and you get that personal experience with the actors. James is laughing. He's because you did do Mice and Men, the two of you, and so you do know that experience. Tickets are
$20.
$20? That's really reasonable, you guys. Awesome. Good job. Anything else you wanted to inform our visitors? You have papers. I could talk to them, and if you've things that I have not thought about.
No, I think we've covered a lot of things. I did sort of have a list of the themes of the play, because sometimes that can be really exciting and accessible to audiences. The play is about revenge and forgiveness. It's about family drama. It's about dealing with loss. It's about the dark side within all of us, and the joy and healing that can be brought about by choosing forgiveness instead of revenge.
Nice. That's very good pre-Christmas, isn't it?
I think so.
Yes, wonderful. Well, good luck to you guys. I'll be there to see the production and probably help a little bit. There's also a school matinee
Yes.
On the 14th. So if you are a teacher or you're a student that really wants to see it, then make sure that the school knows and we'll get you a spot in the matinee. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you, Susan.